Joining the tour today, and we're going to be taking a look at the newly renovated bungalows, or otherwise now known as the cottages, which we've gone through about half of them so far. And we're looking at cottages number 4 and 8 at this time, and this is just a view of the balcony. We changed the entrance from being in the middle, and so if you are familiar with the property, there used to be an entrance for 2 rooms in one of these bungalow housing structures, and now each bungalow, each room has their own entrance to the side and a little bit more privacy as well, because we split the balconies. So you don't necessarily have to talk to the neighbor if you don't want to, but you can of course go around if you would like. And moving into the room itself, these are brand new beds and frames and new design with the throw pillows and the standard pillows in the back there. And then you can also see the kitchenette unit that we renovated, and we'll get to in a second. Also, we added a working desk with a charging station, so you have USB and also Type-C there as well, right below the television. And that's for anybody who wants to get some work done, especially those work from home people. And this is a wider view of the room, and I just want to make note of the AC, because these used to be fan cooled rooms, and now we got rid of the louver windows, and so now it's completely sealed up, if you will, with, as far as the windows go, brand new windows. And also want to bring attention to the ceilings. So the ceilings used to be flat, and now we brought them up to an apex to give a little bit more room and make it feel a little bit more spacious, but still maintain the coziness. And also bringing some more attention to the far right corner of the kitchenette that we have, and we'll get to that in a second, and also the newly renovated bathroom. So we basically gutted this entire place. Even the floor tiles are brand new as well. And this is another angle of the bed, and just want to bring some attention to the LED bed frame, as well as the embedded nightstands and lamps, and another view of the kitchenette, I should say. And as you can see, it has basically all the utensils and tools that you might need to cook a meal. Included is a mini fridge there down on the left, and a hot plate, coffee maker, ice bucket, all the knives and utensils that you may need to feed a small family. Not necessarily Thanksgiving dinner, but you can definitely chef it up in there, especially if you're staying for an extended period of time. This might be a perfect type of accommodation for you. And that essentially is the kitchen. And now moving on to the bathroom. And as I mentioned before, like floor to ceiling, new floor tiles, new ceiling tiles. We got the LED frame around the mirror just to give a little bit more lights. We changed out the square louver windows for the ship window, I guess you can call it. And we got the rainfall shower head and the glass frame shower door. Even the towel holders, those are all new. And again, trying to bring together everything in the room, the kitchenette, and to complete the cottage experience, if you will. So very happy and proud of how this was done, and really wanted to give a modern look and feel to this new room category, the cottage. And so also with this wider angle, want to bring attention to the closet. So you got some drawer space there, and you got some hanging space as well, and your safe, of course, and the ironing board is on the other side in between the closet and the window there. And yeah, another angle of the room, and also want to bring attention to that long standing mirror there, so full frame mirror. And that essentially is the bungalow, and this is kind of our way of paying homage to my dad and where he started from with this hotel, Travelers Beach Resort. It started right with one bungalow and grew to the 60-room resort that Travelers Beach Resort is now. And All right, we're gonna go on a little swimmy swim. Think I might try to get to the reef over there. It's like maybe 400 meters out or so. Haven't done that in a while. Might give that a go. But it's gonna be a relaxed one today. These are mornings in Negril. Let's do it.
I'm waiting for something to change. 'Cause when I'm not here, it's like I'm falling. And I don't know why I feel pain. 'Cause when I'm not here, I keep on falling. Yeah, I've been waiting in silence to see a little bit of fire, but all I see is you. Yeah, I've been waiting in silence to see a little bit of fire, but all I see is you.
There's a turtle, but it's so much faster than me. Couldn't catch him. I think he likes those little jellyfish things. I don't know what they are, but I don't like swimming in them. But I think the turtle likes to eat them. I think they're like little jellyfish thingies. I don't know. Not too far back, too far out. The reef is over here somewhere. We're close. Morning, Billy.
So I feel safe and sound. Yeah, I keep looking, I keep searching. Need you to be found. So I feel safe and sound. I've been hiding out for days next to
back to the program. Hope you guys enjoyed that little break, that little swim break, if you will. Next up, we got some drone shots from a sunset, I think like 2 days ago or so. So a few more minutes, then we'll get back to the program here. Enjoy. What is going on, everyone? Oh, we got a little short circuit there. Happy Sunday to you all. Happy Olympic Sunday to you all. Sorry, I got the. I hope this is up to date. But I'm watching on the Peacock app here, which is pretty cool. They got like all of the like multiple streams happening at the same time, and you can just like pick which one you want to watch. So I would turn the volume up, but we will definitely get flagged for that. Hold on one second. Who do we got here? I think this is live right now. Trying to see. I don't want to miss anything super important. But yeah, this is 100-meter semis. It's been an interesting game so far, to say the least. We'll definitely talk about that shortly. Seems like my general opinion is that there is like, I would say like a reset, if you will, in Jamaica track and field, particularly with the women, and then also even like in the global space. Like this has like been like a reset of Olympics. Shocking to say the least. But today, we're doing the way I wanted or imagined that we would be doing today is that we would be like doing updates of Jamaica updates, but also kind of watching the games together as well. And Justin, we have a slight delay here, so we kind of got to be. You guys are probably going to see things happen before I do, but this is where we are. Hold on, I'll show you real quick, and you tell me like if this is lining up with what you're seeing in terms of timing. But they didn't even start yet. As far as the app that I have. But yeah, we're gonna do some updates. Of course, we're gonna watch these races together as well. That's the second heat. All right, is that so? Are we behind you, Justin? Like just from what you saw, what I just put on screen, are we behind you as far as like timing goes? It seems like it. First heat done already. Okay, then looks like we're in the second heat now. Okay, it says we're slightly Justin saying we're slightly behind. Okay, so I'm watching. Second heat. Oh wow. So I got it as the South African took this heat. Did Marcel Jacobs make it? Former Olympic champ. About to find out in a second. Jacobs got third, it looks like. Oof. Okay. Second heat down. All right, let's get into. I saw some questions here, some good questions. So we'll just do like we'll watch in between. Hope y'all are okay with that. We'll just flow with it. We can just also go off of the comments here. And so somebody, what's going on, Jeff? Good to see you. Norma, nice to see you as well. Thanks for joining. Channel members, appreciate y'all. So channel members and Patreons, I posted the I guess you could call it the first look at the ThropX 2024 trailer. Some of you gave me some feedback. I appreciate that, and any feedback that anybody has on it, let me know. We're going to be releasing that this week to everybody. So appreciate anybody's feedback. I got a lot of feedback in the Patreon group as well. So thank you all very much. Shauna, what's going on? Happy Sunday to you as well. Chris Charles says, hi, Throp and Throp fam. Big ups to Ricketts for triple jump and Campbell for the shot put. Yeah, crazy, 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 crazy. Pretty awesome stuff. Pretty awesome stuff. Norma Davis asked, when does the early bird special? It's going to be sometime in September. I'm not sure the exact date. Haven't figured that out yet, but it's definitely going to be in September. We're going to be going up. I think I got to check that. It's either $100 or $200. I forget. We're going to be going up on the ThropX pricing this year. So early bird special is still there. Happy Sunday, Suzette. Good to see you. Donna says, happy Sunday, Throp and Throppers from broiling hot, humid Ottawa, Canada. Yeah, it's very warm here as well. And yeah, there seems to be also another system that's developing, which is not good. I think it's called Ernesto. I was just seeing it on I think it's the Jamaica Twitter weather. I don't even know what it's called, but that is like my go-to. Let's see if I could find it. That's been my go-to weather Jamaica. Like it seems to be like a great follow. Like they're on it. Let's share my screen real quick. Share. Oh, there we go. Yeah, it says the U.S. National Weather Center has highlighted an area of disturbed weather in the main development region that could develop into a tropical storm or hurricane within the next 7 days. Jamaicans should stay alert just in case. The next name on the list is Ernesto. Yeah, hope that thing dies soon because I'll just click into it and you can kind of see it there. Where it's forming, and obviously like it's not too developed right now, but as the days go on, it'll hopefully just either dissipate or like go south and turn into nothing kind of thing. And Debbie, we definitely felt the weather aftermath, the outer bands, whatever it's called technically from Debbie here. It was like some serious rain yesterday. Not like the whole day or anything like that, but I think it was yesterday morning and then early morning, middle of the night morning. So we felt that. And like I even been saying the last few weeks, Jamaica continues to settle from barrel. Like we're not settled. Like we're not like they're like, as a country as a whole. St. Elizabeth, South Coast is still going through it. Still have team members, employees here, travelers that still don't have electricity. Well, they should have got power back today, but I don't know. I just heard that JPS was going to be going there on the 4th of August, so I will follow up on that to see where they are. But yeah, there are still hordes of people and communities that do not have electricity still. So again, people, maybe the majority of the country is living a quote unquote normal life, but large swaths of the country are not, are still recovering. So, Ernesto, whatever this thing does or doesn't turn into, like we don't need it. We still are trying to kind of catch our breath here as far as that goes. We need some breathing room. Chris Charles talking about the semi, Seville, Lyles by 0.02. Awesome. And I'm seeing Fred Curley here on the screen. Sorry if I keep looking to my right, but I just gotta make sure we don't miss anything together here. What's going on, Sherry? Chiming in from Florida. Phil, what's up? Of course, what's up, Justin? Always appreciate you coming on. My man, Charles Petgrave, hi, Throppers. Unable to catch most of the live stream, but always tune in on the replays. Thank you, man. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. Corey, what's up? Good to see you. Tisha, happy Sunday to you as well. And happy Emancipation Week. Thank you for that. Ms. Cole says no electricity still in some places. OMG. Yep, that's just the reality. That's just the reality, and it's unfair, and it sucks, and it's really bad. You know, it's over a month now. Over a month now. I mean, I think that happened. Was it the 3rd or the 5th? Call it a month. You know, we're basically at a month that people don't have. All right, we got to get to the races. 1 sec. Heat 3 lining up. Let's watch it together. All right. I don't want to play too loud here. If I curse, you can't hold it against me. We won't curse for the heats. Finals for sure. Right, here we go. Shane lining up. Can't see the comments. Sorry. I don't. I've heard a lot of people, a lot of YouTubers, getting strikes from the Olympics, from even like reviewing the Olympics. So I just want to be careful of that. I have it here, and then I could put it on my. I don't know if I want to do this. Okay. Oh shoot, that's not what I wanted to do. Oh wow. So that was the best I could do. Whew. Looking like Shane has it. I think. Yeah, this guy. I mean, they both cruised in for sure, Kishane and Curly, but definitely look a lot easier for Kishane. What time is the finals? Does anybody know offhand? Out of here 1 second ago. I think I got it right here. 1 second. 2:50. Okay, they got some time to rest. And then the women's, hold on. Did we miss that? Hold on. No way. The women's 800. No, it's in a few minutes. The semifinals are coming up, and Natoya Gould is in there. She's like my favorite runner. I was an 800 runner in high school, so I've been following her. I think she's pretty awesome. Pretty awesome. So that should be coming up in less than 10 minutes. And yeah, we can talk about that as well. And got my screen here to my right, ready to go. All right, this is pretty fun. Okay, let's move on to our next topic here. So we were talking about, yeah, Beryl, no electricity. Tisha says persons in Westmoreland still don't have electricity. I felt it was only St. Elizabeth. No, nope, 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 nope. Still Westmoreland and Hanover, certain parts still don't have electricity. And yeah, people are frustrated, as you might imagine. People are very, very frustrated that this is still the situation. And I gave the example last week of so last week there was, and the week before there was like a series of power cuts by JPS. I think some were scheduled, some we didn't know about. And what that does, like, this affects the economy like so much, like not having electricity. I gave the example last week of a construction project that had to be put off a day. Those workers didn't get paid for the day because they couldn't do work because they didn't have electricity. And it just slows the economic movement of the country as a whole. Like, we could have been so much further along if X, Y, and Z didn't happen. Of course, the barrel as a whole didn't happen, but of course you have to manage the aftermath of these weather events, right? That are inevitable and gonna happen, but it's how we manage afterwards that's important. And yeah, this stuff like really, really messes up the economy. And even last week we talked about the mood as well, and people not being able to just be their normal selves because they didn't get a good night's rest or the mosquitoes are killing them. They started fogging, which is great. They did some fogging here last week. Like, when I say, like, that first week after the hurricane, I would say 2 weeks, the mosquitoes were crazy. Like, I've never, ever seen or experienced it like that before. Way calmer now. Way, 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 way calmer now. But as you can imagine, like, being at home at night, no no electricity, no fan, no light. You have to sleep with the windows open because it's so hot. And if you don't have a mosquito net, forget about it. You're gonna get torn up. You're gonna get really, really torn up. And then even moving throughout the day, there's tons and tons of mosquitoes. This is like 2 weeks after Beryl. So it's a very uncomfortable, extremely, extremely uncomfortable situation for a lot of people. Like I said, it's most people have electricity back, and I think that's great, but there are still a good amount that do not. Donna Bryce says, I can't believe that JPS turned down offers of help to get things up and running from other islands. Crazy. Yeah, 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 yeah. I remember. I don't know if that still remains to be true. I mean, I hope they accepted help or whatever help that they can get, but we really want to get those communities up and running as quickly as possible. Dosey Do says, I can remember this after Gilbert. Are you talking about the mosquitoes and the heat? Because that is a serious situation, serious experience. Like, you kind of don't even really think of that, in hurricane prep. I know I didn't. That didn't even cross my mind. And I don't know if that was like this situation. The last hurricane that I can remember that I personally went through was Hurricane Dean, but I can't remember. Yeah, I can't remember mosquitoes being a problem, and we didn't have, and I remember there being quite a few days that we did not have power here, and yeah, that was a sucky situation. But I don't remember the mosquitoes being a problem. And Dosey Do says the power and the mosquitoes. Gotcha. Jeff says, Edmonton here. How is the water situation? I hear Princess Resorts are opening. Where are they getting water? The water situation is good question. I'm just thinking, I'm first thinking from travelers' perspective. I think it's better. I'm not seeing as many water trucks on the road as I was earlier this year. I'm not saying that it's solved or anything like that, but I'm just going based off of observation. And yeah, I heard Princess is opening in September, but I don't know. They've said that before. Remember, like, I mean, I've been telling y'all, like, we said February, then April, then I think June, whatever it was. I was giving you the updates as I was hearing it in terms of when they were opening. But we'll see. We'll see if they're opening in in September if that happens. I hope it does. That's I can imagine what they're as far as like the investors and everything they're like going through is like I can only imagine like how much money they're losing by being closed and continue to go through construction. But as soon as I know or hear anything on that, I'll let you know, Jeff. That's a good question. I do want to talk about because what reminded me was Dream Weekend. So the last hurricane, the last, was it Dream Weekend? Yeah, I think it was Dream Weekend when Dean came through. Then it still went on. They still had it. They still pushed through, and then they made it happen, which was remarkable, actually. It didn't happen during Dream Weekend. It was like around the same time or whatever. But I do want to talk about Dream Weekend this year. And so we're in it right now. And for those who are unaware, like Dream Weekend is like the busiest one of them traditionally, let me preface that, but traditionally one of the busiest long weekends in Negril, with thousands of people from all over the world, all over the island coming to Negril to celebrate emancipation and independence of Jamaica. And I think I said this something similar last year. I'm sure I'm on the record saying something similar to what I'm about to say in regards to what would I say, the observed adjustment in their business model. At least I think I don't know this for true to be true directly from the organizers of Dream Weekend, but the crowd is not what it used to be in terms of the sheer volume. And it was one of those things where, and I told you this before, and it could still be, but even last year, the traffic wasn't crazy. And normally it takes me 10, 15 minutes to get home. And there have been times where it takes 3 to 4 hours to get home. Like, no exaggeration, because the traffic is so heavy. We're here at Travelers. There might be a party up by Waves, let's say. Let me just bring up the map here so you can know exactly what I'm talking about. Hold on, is this the 800? Yeah, it looks like the 800 is about to start. 1 second, we're gonna go to that. All right, so this is the map of Negril, and just there's a reference point. This is downtown Negril. Hold on, is Google in? Oh yeah, there's Google. Okay, awesome. All right, hold on. We're gonna watch this race real quick. Women's 800. Okay, 800 is 2 laps. It's starting. Everyone starts in the lanes, and then they're gonna cross over and merge in. So they just merged right now. All right, this is awesome. Ghoul is taking the lead, which I'm not sure I like. 800, you probably have one move in the 800. And so she's front running right now. She has maybe a step and a half off of the second place, which is also leading the pack. Okay, she ran the first lap in 58:38. Okay, she looks calm, relaxed. Ooh, my heart is beating. Like I said, this is like one of my favorite runners. Okay, looks like the pack is catching up to her, but she's still in the lead. Yep, still has the lead, but they are definitely on her heels. All right, we're about 150 out, 150 meters. Goes looking up at the screen. A little bump. All right, she's got to focus. She's in third. Oh, this is semis. She just needs to place. That's all. Oh my goodness. She's in third, fourth, fifth, sixth. She's not gonna make it. Man, oh man. Yeah, she fell apart. She fell apart. Yeah, she was looking at the screen coming into the last turn. I don't know why. Just she needed to keep her head down. Still looking at the screen in the last 100. I don't know what is going on. And I think she just mentally just let it go, realized at the end she just gave up. Man, oh man. Oh yeah. Sema. Been a very, very rough Olympics. Man. God. Man, oh man. I'm sorry. Sorry that happened. Crazy. She came in sixth, 159. I mean, it's fast. It's fast for a semi. Yeah, this has been no good. No good. Hold on, I gotta fix something with my headphones. That's kind of all I cared about. These 800 semis. Okay, I guess what do we have next? I was expecting her to make it. So we got the men's 100-meter finals in about an hour and 10 minutes. We'll see if we're still on. No good, Jamaica. No good right now. I don't know. I don't know why. I don't know why she fell apart like that. And 800 is like I said, you probably have one move, and if you're gonna front run it, if you're gonna front run the 800, like you got to front run the 800, especially if you don't have if you're not a good kicker. You don't want to be last 150, the last 100 with people with serious kicks, and they didn't even kick that hard. They just kind of just pushed it up a notch, and she just didn't have it. I much rather just sit and kick. That was always my strategy. And it's like selfish, but like if you want to win, you want to win. And I was very confident in my kick. And so when I see like runners like go out like that, it's just like if you're gonna front run, you gotta basically like the idea is like it just becomes this like battle of attrition, right? That you're pushing the pace to a point where the lactic acid in your opponent's legs are building up so much that they just don't have enough in them to kick at the end. And so if you're not running the race like that, then forget about it. If your strategy is to make it into a foot race at the end, you might as well let somebody else take that wind and draft off of them, and then on the last 100, 150, 125, you pull out and you overtake them. But no good. All right, we got the 100 left. We got 200s. What else do we have? Not today, but I'm just saying the Olympics. Trying to look at the schedule here, but yeah, this is a heck of an Olympics to say the least. Heck of an Olympics to say the least. Sorry, trying to fix my headphones here. Got me all messed up. Got relays. Yes. Sorry. Yeah, you're right. We got relays. But How's that looking? Like, let's be honest. Well, we're gonna watch it anyway. Goal coming in the 100 for Jamaica. You heard it here first. You talking about the men's hundreds, the men hundreds? Talking to Justin here. Yeah, yeah, I agree too. I totally agree with that. Excuse me. I think that's gonna happen. Very confident in that as actually. Team Jamaica, no matter what, absolutely, 100%. We're fully committed here. So, all right, let's keep going with our agenda here. Okay, as I was saying, pull back up the map. We're talking we're talking about Dream Weekend here, and sorry, my headphones are being very annoying right now. We're talking about the traffic, or at least what the traffic used to be. And so, as a reminder, this is downtown Negril, and we'll move up to Travelers. And what I was saying is, like, there used to be, this is like back in the day, or just maybe even a few years ago. So this is Travelers. Where are we? So this is Travelers here. And say there was a party. Let's go up to Waves Negril, which is right here. So this is Waves Negril. So this is like an open lot slash beach property where they do like a lot of big events in Negril. And they used to do a lot of, I think they have parties there this week for Dream Weekend, as a matter of fact. And so if you can imagine, they had a party here, and traffic would be backed up from here all the way to Travelers. And like day to day, that's unheard of. Like, you can get from here Travelers to Waves in 3 minutes, 5 minutes max. Like, not even trying, like taking your time. That's how long it normally would take you. And during those Dream Weekend times, it used to take way, 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 way longer. But now it's not so much the case. And I think like they're, again, I haven't spoke to the organizers, but it seems like the pricing has gone up. And they said they were like 95% sold out before Dream Weekend started. And so I'm assuming that they're doing well, and they're kind of going uh low quantity, high quality, if you will, like with the product itself. And then even, I would say, even from like a guest perspective, like the guest dynamic now here at Travelers, I can say, is very, very different. It's and also, like, when you compare it, what it used to be when it was originally ATI and now it's Dream Weekend. ATI was crazy, like bananas. Like, you would have like young Jamaicans come from Kingston, get a room, fit like bring like 10 people in there, like crazy stuff like that. Like, that was normal. And they would come destroy your rooms. It was like spring break-esque kind of thing, like in terms of young people partying, having a good time. And it was like one of those things, as like a hotel, like you you appreciate it, and as far as occupancy and business and everything like that. But then also, you're like, man, do we really want this business? Because this also becomes like a crazy, crazy headache. But now, fast forwarding to the clientele, now it seems like it's mostly people flew in because like even like our parking lot, like we have adequate, excuse me, we have an adequate amount of parking. Whereas before you had all these cars and we have a lot across the street that was full, but that's not the case. I'll also say like we're not fully booked, but we have a high occupancy, which is fine, which is fine. So it's just interesting like how things have changed over the years. And the clientele here, they're more mature. Like you can tell like over the weekend, like people here aren't like like crazy. Like it's not really, not that it's an old crowd, but it's not like a crowd of 20-year-olds, and 19-year-olds, that sort of thing. At least here at Travelers, like you could tell it's people, like everybody here is like mostly like of, I would say, millennial age, just kind of looking out and just like overhearing conversations and what they're talking about, that sort of thing. It just seems like more of a mature crowd this year, which is very interesting. And again, just driving home last night, I was expecting traffic, nothing. I am scared of the traffic now because today is like one of the biggest parties, which is the water party, which I didn't even know because they sold the water park. I can show you here. So we're like kind of the northern end of Negril, and this is Cool Runnings Water Park. So this is like the main event. I've been to this party a few times, like crazy. It's so much fun, honestly. Um, but or I should say not sold. They close it down and it's for sale. Excuse me, not sold. It is for sale and they close it down. So I wasn't expecting it to be open for Dream Weekend. So yeah, when I saw them this morning, like setting up, and I saw the guys on the street selling water guns and everything like that, I was like, okay, this thing is still happening. This thing is still happening. So just interesting, just the way things have changing and like are adjusting to whatever's happening. Shona says, do you think the economic climate plays a role as well to the investment of some music concerts? Yeah. So good. I mean, good question. Good question. Right. And this brings up like a multitude of thoughts. Right. And so there's a lot of ways that I could take this. Shauna, you always ask these great questions. Do I think the economy plays into it? I think so, but at the same time, I feel like, and again, I haven't spoke to the organizer of Dream Weekend. I feel like they are having a successful Dream Weekend because it's less people. Ticket prices are a little bit higher than what they traditionally were, and um, they were 95. At least from what I heard, they were 95% sold. The tickets sold. So to me, it's just like, all right, that's great. Um, as far as like, has the quality or anything gone down? I have no idea. I have no clue. I haven't got that feedback from anybody, positive or negative, organizers or patrons who attended it. I'm not sure. But where I would say about your question um about having the economy affect situation, but I don't know if you remember, we talked a few months ago when they were having like the Chris Brown concert, and that event was sponsored by a microfinance company, and they were basically advertising, "Hey, we'll give you a loan for this Chris Brown concert so you can go and you can pay it back over time." I was like, "What?" I was like, "This is crazy. Like this is what people do?" And what I understood was like this is a normal occurrence. This is like a regular thing where, I was going to say young people, but I just say people in general, they will literally take out a loan so they can go ball out for a weekend, whether it's for a party or whether it's to impress so and so. They'll do that. They'll do that like regularly. And I'm just like, my goodness, are you kidding me? are you kidding me? Like, how could you possibly even consider doing something so silly to put yourself in debt to just blow it on a weekend? I mean, that's almost, I don't know what the terms are in terms of the APR and everything like that, but that's worse than, I was going to say, Americans actually do this a lot too. I was reading this article a few months ago talking about how Americans are just financing their like a large percentage of Americans are financing their vacations that they can't afford. You know, they'll go to Europe and then, they'll throw 10,000 or whatever it is on their credit card and pay it over time. I'm just like, oh my goodness, this is like so bad. Like, and I'm not trying to like shame anybody who has done this or anything like that, but obviously, like, sound financial advice would tell you it's just like, if you can't, like, this is what my dad always used to tell me. He's like, if you can't buy cash, you can't afford it, type thing. And of course, there's nuances to that when you're doing business, when you're, a mortgage, and you're making sound long term investments. Absolutely, I agree with that. But to put on layaway a vacation or a party, uh, and that's not even really layaway. That's like that's like debt. It just doesn't make any sense to me. And from what I'm understanding, like, this is like how a lot of young people are living their life right now, and young Jamaicans. And they're, and I'm kind of like trying to figure out, like, how do I do a study on this, right? And how do I get this quantitative data, and also would said financial microfinancing institutions give me the quants on this, right? Because it's like, and this is anecdotal, right? This is very, very anecdotal. This is from talking to a few people. It's like what a lot of young people are doing, and if there are young people that fall into this category, and I'm saying something false, and you're saying, and I am just totally out of line here, please let me know in the comments. But again, anecdotally and just qualitative information that I have here is that many young people are essentially trying to keep up with the Joneses here in Jamaica, and they're putting themselves in debt just to, say, get that BMW or get that Mercedes, that they may qualify for the loan, but it's just a silly financial decision to make in the long term, because it's not financially or economically moving them or their families forward, and that money could be better put in towards some sort of long-term savings plan, maybe a purchase or a down payment on a property. And then instead of driving the Mercedes or the BMW, you can drive a Kia, and maybe a used one at that. But no, instead, got to keep up with Instagram, got to keep up with my neighbor, and so they can be out in these streets and to show, hey, I am doing well, and this vehicle is a way to show you that and to show the world that. And I understand it, but it's also a trick, right? It's very much like a psychological social media trick, I think, that I think a lot of young people fall into. And from what I'm hearing or what I'm understanding, this, like, a lot of young people are falling into this, and doesn't make much sense. So to answer your question, Shona, I don't know if, like, there are less young people who are doing this and taking this route, and I'm talking about young people in Jamaica specifically, who are not taking on this debt, or maybe they already have it and they can't do it this year. But for sure, from travelers, I can say there are less people from other parts of the island who are staying with us for this weekend. And then it's evident if you look at our parking lot. But we still are running a high occupancy. Interesting. And that, again, was never the case in previous years. And that's, like, directly from the horse's mouth that I can tell you is what we're experiencing. Jala Ford says, hello, Throp. Hope you are having a great Sunday. Will you be streaming live from now until the 100-meter finals? Yeah, I guess so. Might as well. We can close it off there. So we'll watch that together. Jay says, I believe they have moved to more of the premium product. Back in the day, I slept in my car to attend ATI. I've heard stories like that. Yes, I think that's what it is. I think they have definitely moved to a more premium product, and it may have priced out a lot of the young people. Sima says, I remember the Chris Brown loan. I don't get it. I don't get it either. I don't get it either. Sasha says, yeah, the ATI RTI Dream Weekend clientele has definitely changed. The numbers also split because there's now a best weekend ever and Ochi held at the same time, I believe. I don't know much about that. I heard about that actually at breakfast this morning. Is that another? Is that like a high end? From what I heard, that it's also a high end party weekend. So yeah, maybe more people are going there instead. But again, 95% sold out from what they're saying. It might not even, that might not even be. They might be going after a completely different clientele. Jeff says that AITA believes that tourism will slow down in 2024, 2025 due to the higher prices and less discretionary spending. So interesting that you say that, Jeff. I want to have some Skittle gummies here. I wish I came more prepared. Let me see if I could look something up real quick. So we're just going to take this high level and I want to talk a little bit about the Florida real estate market. And it's interesting what's happening there. And I was having a few conversations with a few realtors here to see if they think that what's happening in Florida is going to affect Jamaica in any way. And so my premise, my thought is that, and especially even before this is happening, is that Jamaica is a robust and also very unique real estate market. And I don't think that it's going to have much effect on the Jamaican market, what's happening in Florida. And let me see. I hate these fear mongering articles. I'm just trying to read one that is kind of relevant. Okay, let's bring up. All right, let's bring up. We'll read two real quick, right? And this is for context. I haven't read these. We're just going to read them live, but I've been reading others. And this is from businessinsider.com. It says real estate values in Texas and Florida are being hit by violent weather as insurance costs spike. Headlines are main takeaways, I should say, are violent weather events are driving down real estate values in Texas, Florida, and Louisiana, according to Capital Economics. Property insurance costs have grown at the fastest rate in 20 years due to $1 billion storm damages. The firm said multifamily real estate values in the coastal regions of these states have dropped 7% since 2019, doubling the national average. All right, let's read it real quick. The rise in violent weather events over the past few years are driving a decline in real estate values in Texas, Florida, and Louisiana, according to a recent note from Capital Economics. Much of that is due to surging property insurance costs in the wake of severe storms and hurricanes. Premium growth recently reached a 20-year high, the research firm said. Last year, the U.S. saw 28 extreme weather events where damage exceeded $1 billion, over 3 times the usual number in the past half century, economist Imogen Pattison of Capital Economics said. Already this year, there have been 15 storm events that each caused more than $1 billion in damage. Just a few weeks ago, Hurricane Beryl, which was the earliest formed Category 5 hurricane in the Atlantic history, caused an estimated $2.7 billion in damage, according to Karen Clark & Co. The nearly $3 billion in damage from just one hurricane is ultimately that insurance companies will lose. And to make up for that and many other storm-related losses, they're jacking up insurance premiums in the big way. They steady rise in the frequency and intensity of natural disasters. That has had a dramatic impact on insurance premium for the U.S. real estate as insurers have scrambled to price in physical risks, Pattison explained. Others have withdrawn from particular markets altogether, causing a further climb in prices amongst those left behind. According to data from MSCI, insurance costs in Florida have more than doubled from less than 2% of income receivable in 2017 to 4.5% at the end of 2023. And those higher costs have ultimately helped drag down property values in impacted regions, especially in the multifamily sector. Let's go. An analysis from CBRE found that the most impacted coastal regions of Florida, Texas, and Louisiana saw a real estate value drop of 7% since the end of 2019 for multifamily buildings, which is about double a national average of negative 3.6%. All right, and it goes on. Okay, so boom, that's set. Let's go to this one. Florida housing market faces nightmare scenarios as deals collapse. Florida home buyers are backed out of deals to purchase properties at a record rate, according to a new report from the real estate brokerage Redfin, as prices continue to rise and mortgage rates aren't budging. In June, hold on, let's see what date this is real quick. Make sure this is still relevant. July 26th. Okay. In June, nearly 56,000 home purchase agreements were canceled in the Sunshine State, the equivalent of roughly 14.9% of all homes that went under contract that month. Is the highest percentage of any June on record. We're seeing nightmare scenarios where deals are getting canceled at the last minute for the most minute reasons. Rafael Corrales, Redfin Premier agent in Miami, said in a press release. In the coastal city, around 2,500 home purchases were canceled in June, about 17.6% of all homes that went under contract. Buyers are often back out during the inspection period because they find something that they don't like, but affordability is really the underlying issue. And it goes on. It goes on. So this is what I was like kind of asking around and seeing as we talk about like investment here in Jamaica, and it's kind of like a balloon, right? Where if something, or what would I say, like if you're missing or there's a lack of an opportunity in one market, could people move to another market? I don't know. I don't necessarily think that that's going to happen necessarily in Jamaica, but being that Florida is so close, and I wouldn't want to wish like any sort of like real estate collapse on on Florida, anything like that. But then we think of like what happened in COVID. Like so many people moved from the coast, New York, San Francisco to Florida. They want more space, open air, yada yada yada. And they're also making significantly more money. They drove up the cost of living there tremendously, tremendously, like all over. Like Orlando, for example, has become one of the most fastest growing, most expensive city in America, which is crazy. But again, it's like a lot of these people are moving down to Florida, paying top dollar for these real estate, for these homes. And even Miami's got incredibly, incredibly expensive. Like it's crazy. And so it's just, again, one of those things that's like interesting to watch because here in Jamaica, like on this channel, it's just like I'm encouraging, like, yes, diaspora, come back home, come invest in Jamaica. Let us do it before others do it, sort of thing, right? And hey, are we going to create a situation or a scenario in which we somehow contribute or create a scenario where there is hyperinflation? That hold on, is this the 1500? I don't want to miss that. That's also another favorite race of mine. That is happening in other places like Florida, Portugal. We've talked about in the past. We talked about Barcelona as well. That's happening where you have foreign money, so to speak, investors, digital nomads, etc., that are moving to these countries that are initially uh, cheaper lifestyles, more affordable lifestyles to live, but by the very presence of those who find it to be more affordable, they cause inflation to the point where it no longer had the affordability that it once had. Bali is another place that we talked about that fell under this umbrella. So just just interesting times there, and who knows what's going to happen with Florida. Something that I'm paying very, very close attention to. I'm not trying to come to any conclusions, and I'm just kind of just flow of thought here and sharing like where my mind is at and what I'm thinking and kind of what I'm looking at, and trying to also put in context, like understanding of like how is this, because it's going to affect Jamaica somehow, but how? I don't think like if a Florida collapse happens, a Jamaica collapse happens, like I don't think that like any at all as a matter of fact. But could it affect Jamaica in a positive way? Like I said, if Florida is like, hey, if like things aren't working out here, another report that came out was also talking about the. Let's see if I could find it. I was talking about the inventory in Florida. Yeah. So this is Florida housing market getting crazy as inventory triples. The jump in listings of homes for sale in Florida points to a market that is about to experience price declines and sellers entering the market. A real estate analysis pointed out on Tuesday. Nick Jurley, CEO and founder of real estate analytics from Reventure Consulting, pointed out in a series of posts on X, formerly Twitter, that housing prices in the Sunshine State could be on the way down. The housing market downturn in Florida is getting crazy, Jurley said in a post. There's zip codes where inventory has nearly tripled from its level last year. He went on to say that the rise of listings was a sign of a major sell-off and indicates prices are likely to drop in the second half of this year. His tweet is a quotation from his tweets. The housing market downturn in Florida is getting crazy. I already read that. Like this one north of the zip codes where inventory has nearly tripled from its level last year. Like this one north of Tampa and Port Richey, 248% growth in listings year over year. And the thing with that is like you have, oh no, this is the 1500. We got to watch this. The thing with that is like you have like the article is saying like a tripling of inventory that's going for sale, but interest rates are like so high. And this is like the money is so expensive, like you're not going to lock yourself into like a 6 point something percent or whatever it is mortgage. Like we're used to that down here in Jamaica, but America, like they're used to like, I remember my friend has like a 2 point something mortgage that he's locked into. I was like, there's no way he's selling that. Selling now. All right, is this the final? Okay, we're going to watch the 1500 here, another one of my favorite races as well. All right, I'm going to bring it up. I know this race pretty well, so I can comment on it. I wonder if this is the finals or the semis. All right, I'm going to show it on my screen. I know this is bootleg, but oh shoot. Hold on, Mike. 1 second. Okay, it's semis for 6 advance. Finals on Tuesday. I don't know if you heard that. I know a lot of people don't. Damn it. Okay, hold on. All right, I know a lot of people don't follow the 1500, but the favorite here is Jakob Ingebrigtsen, who is Norwegian. Like he is the GOAT of this race. Absolute GOAT of this race. Finals on Tuesday. All right, so, and I love the way he races. All right, Jakob Ingebrigtsen, last place right now. So what he's going to do, he's going to chill there. He's going to chill there. He's going to chill. Like pretty much the whole entire time. Sorry, there we go. Sorry. And then Cole Hawker, I like him as well. He is one of the best Americans that are out there in this field. And then you got Josh Kerr, Great Britain. He is the world champion. He actually beat Jakob in the world championships. Oh, wow. I am extremely surprised that Jakob is taking the lead this early. Wow. Okay. So normally, like in real races, he's going to do what I said before. He's going to use his strategy of attrition, right? Normally, he will just make people like hurt the entire time because his level of lactic acid buildup is just like out there. And so, yeah, the last few races, like what I believe he's gonna do right here, he's gonna make everybody hurt this entire race, and like this is nothing for him, and he's just gonna keep pushing, keep pushing, keep pushing, and he's gonna chill all the way in. He doesn't have much of a kick. He's not known for his kick. So sorry, this is like really ghetto. I'm probably definitely gonna get like no, for sure demonetized, but I just hope I don't get a strike for this. All right, hold on. I'm gonna switch to watching it. I'll just comment. Jakob is still out front. Josh Kerr from Britain, he should not try to race him. It's top 6. You don't want to kill yourself here. This is a long enough race. We're talking about just under a mile. You don't need to kill your legs on this one. Right now it's Jakob, Josh Kerr, Cole Hawker, 1 through 3. Final lap. That's a bell lap right now. I don't know why these guys are going so hard, but it's ego, I guess. I don't know. All right, here we go. We're just about to hit, we're probably like 220. We're 200 to go right now. Jakob is still out front. Josh Kerr is on his heels. Remember, first 6 advance. And they are pushing it. He's chilling. They chill across 333, 332. Ooh. This is going to be a heck of a race. This is going to be a heck of a race on Tuesday. Yeah, Josh Kerr definitely was staying with him, and I think that's also like psychologically, even though he came in second, it's like, hey, where I'm here. I beat you before. I beat you at the World Championships, and you're not going to blow me out, not even in a semis right now. Sean says, take one for the team, track and field watch party, right? I'm trying to do both. Trying to do both. I didn't know that was today. Good semis. Jeff says, I think it's so cool getting a runner's perspective on these events. I didn't even look at it like that. Oh, this one is there's another heat. Another semifinal. So they're showing Yard Goose. He is he's representing America. I forget where or where his family is from originally, but another great 1500 runner. They're looking at him like the future of American mid distance running. So we'll watch that one together. We say watch party. Good question, Corey. Says if I train, what would be your distance? I would probably say, I mean, I would love it to be like, I would say the best chance that I would have to making the Olympics would be the marathon. I say that like in high school, at least at a high school level, like you look, at least I looked at like 800, 1500, like as like legit distance events, right? And they are, I mean, they're almost sprinting events at this point in time. And I just don't have the foot turnover for that. Like I have super, super, super flat feet, but I can train my body like really hard to go over long distance of time. But I do have a kick, I do have a kick, but I just don't have that like springiness that somebody with an arch would have. And I don't necessarily think that I would do well with like the 800 because you take a 400 guy and train them to be a 800 guy. Like 400 is definitely a sprint, right? If you take a 400 guy and you move them and you train them for an 800, they're going to beat me. Like they just have that turnover. They have the springiness in their arches. And so as much as I would love to run the 800, I think I'd be better off to make the Olympics. It would be a marathon. All right, let's get to all right. Then we got the 1500, another 1500 coming up. This is another heat race. So let me see who I know here. So Yard is, I forget again which country his family is from, African country, but very good. Came out of the scene like kind of like out of nowhere, as a matter of fact. Um, good high school runner. Just did really well. Timothy Chariot, legend. He's in this race as well. He's a Tokyo silver medalist, as they have here. Another great, amazing 1500 runner. I would say one of the favorites to challenge Jakob. Like I don't think anybody's gonna beat Jakob. If like anybody beats Jakob in the 1500 on Tuesday, it would be like one of the craziest upsets, I would say. It's not expected, but these guys are good. Hobbs Kessler, another American. He is young guy. He was like basically he was. I'll try to show it as. I'm sure people are watching this together, but he was a high school phenom. Like that, I forget what his mile time, but he had like a crazy mile time, and then also even crazy 1500 runner as well. Very very good. He's not. I think he's at a like college age right now. So those are the two Americans lining up. And we're definitely going to watch for the Kenyan Timothy Chariot as we go through this race. Yeah. Hobbs Kessler were I think they said top 6 finish, is it? Okay, Yard is taking out. He's out front. Yard also has a great kick. Very, very, very good kick. So he's taking the lead, he's taking the wind here. 1500, I'd say, you probably got like two moves in the 1500. And it's going to be interesting. We got Chariot. He's in about 6th, 7th place, I would say, at this point in time. So he's chilling. First lap came in at 57:22. pretty fast, I would say. Yard is still out front. The pack is maybe a step, probably just under a step behind him, I'd say. Yep, he's chilling. Yard is good. I know he's gonna. I hope he makes it, but he's chilling. He as long as he stays up there, like not many people are gonna outkick him, and if they do, he'll probably just ease up my. That's what I would think. Hobbs Kessler's in 5th right now. He looks pretty comfortable so far. Here we go, 800 to go. Yep, Nagus is still leading. Kessler is still in 5th right now, just hanging on there, right on the rail, right on the inside, running the shortest distance of this race. Because, as you are more on the outside, you're just going to be taking more steps. Here we go, bell lap. All right, here we go. And these guys can move from one lap. Like, this is how good their condition is. They can move, start really moving from one lap left. So don't be surprised if they start taking off here. All right, Kessler, he's in 5th, but we got some guys coming on his shoulders. He doesn't want to get trapped. So he definitely wants to make sure he has an outside lane to make that kick if he needs to. We're inside the 200 meters right now. And we'll probably be about 110. Here we go in the straightaway. Yard Nagus is still first place, still holding on. Kessler's in 3rd, moved up to 3rd. Timothy Chariot, he's got to move. He's got to move. Here we go. Chariot with there we go. He's inside 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He just made it. Oh, awesome, awesome. Chariot got 5th. Nagus first, Kessler 2nd. Wow, look at Hobbs, man. Young boy. I think Hobbs is like 20 years old. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Good stuff. We got 2 Americans in the 1500. Good race, good race, good race. Oh man, I was surprised Hobbs came in 2nd. Good for him, man. These young boys coming in. That's right. So you got 3 Americans. You got Hobbs Kessler, you got Yard Nagus, and you got Cole Hawker. All 3 Americans in the final 1500. That's great, because with that too is like when you have so many of your teammates there, you can actually work together, right? Are they going to work together to take down Jakob? I don't know about that, but they can. American places and the 1500, but it's going to be, I mean, all the big names have made the 1500 final now. I mean, you got obviously Jakob, you got Cole, you got the Americans, Cole Harker, Yard Nagus, Hobbs Kessler, you got the Brit, man, I just forgot his name, and then Timothy Chariot. Wow, you got crazy amount of talent that is going to go into that race. Seamus says it's amazing how they don't trip each other. Yeah, trust me. But I've been in races. I think it was was it the 1500 yesterday? I mean, sometimes you really you have to push. Like if for whatever reason, like the guy that's in front of you is like slowing down and you clip their heels, like you have to give them like a hard shoulder push. Like, yo, you're gonna trip us both up. And it's important that like if you're slowing down, like you for whatever reason, like you slowly move to the outside. But there's a lot of just like courtesy that's important to be maintained and decorum when you're in those packs because I mean you could easily get tripped up or spiked. Um, and miss your chance. That I don't it doesn't often happen purposefully. Like I haven't seen that in a long time, but it's definitely something that you should be mindful of. Like look what happened to a thing Mo. Like she got tripped up at the trials and she was the favorite to win the 800. Like period. Like overall, like I knew she was gonna like in my heart, in my mind, like I think Mo is going to win the 800, and she didn't even make it to the games because she got ripped. I mean, it's sad. Like, and they were trying to see if there was a way to get her in, but just couldn't do. Could not do it. I don't know who the favorite is now on the women's side to win the 800, but yeah, another one of my favorite runners. John says, Throp, you may have a future or side hustle on being a sports commentator and running. Who knows? Who knows if this YouTube thing doesn't work out? We'll see. We'll see. Okay, we got another 20 minutes until the sprints. I know distance running way more than I know sprinting. Just because like that's what I run, like the marathon. So like I know way more marathoners. And then in training for a marathon, like you want to get better at the shorter distances. So it just kind of goes down the totem pole, right? If you want to be a great marathon runner, you have to be a great half marathon runner. If you want to be a great half marathon runner, you have to be a great 10K guy. If you want to be a great 10K guy, you have to be a great 5K person. So you're training all of these distances, like all the way down, even doing like 1,000-meter repeats, 800-meter repeats, 400-meter repeats, like one of the biggest staple distance running training regiments is the 400-meter repeats, 20 by 400. So you'll do 20 reps of 400 with I want to say 90-second rests, right? And you'll want to maintain, depending on what your level is, like my coach, like your coach would be like, all right, let's see if you can hold these at like 70 seconds, 70 or maybe start out at like 74 seconds on the first one and bring it down to like the 20th one, bring it down to 68 seconds, which conventional wisdom would tell you like, oh, the more reps you would do, you would be getting slower. But no, it's really you want to end the fastest rep should be your last rep, right? So it's showing that you have one great and high conditioning, but then also showing that you have control over your speed and you're not gassing out in that first rep. And you should be getting faster as you go along. Same thing in the marathon, what we call negative splits, right? You want your first half marathon, the first half, 13.1 miles, you want that to be slower than the second half. And that slower could be 5 seconds, 7 seconds. But again, it's showing control and showing that you're leaving everything out, leaving a lot for the end, and you're kind of maintaining your gas tank as you go along. A good, I would say, analogy of this is like you say you have like a thousand, what would they say, like you have like 1,000 $1 bills that you have to like spread across evenly across you have $1,000 in $1 bills, right? And you have it to spread across 26.2 miles. I mean, you want to make sure that you don't have all of these $1 bills left in the last 10 meters, and then also you don't want to spread them out too early in the first 13.1 miles. So that's kind of the thinking and the strategy behind running a marathon. And then same thing, even the 800, like you want to go negative split, right? So remember like one of this 800 Olympian like explained it. You want to break 2 minutes in the 800, which is like a huge like threshold to break as like definitely as a woman, but even like a young 800 runners, like getting under that 2 minute mark. And you want to run like 59 first lap, 58 second lap. Like that's what you want to aim for, just so you can sneak under, one of that like 158 high kind of thing. And you train for that, like I say, in like a lot of these mid distance ranges that I pay attention to. Like I'm paying attention to because like when I'm in my training, I'm like comparing myself to like these Olympians, and then I'm watching their workouts. I'm like, hey, can I keep up with these guys? And the 400 by 20, no, because these guys are running like 60-second 400s, like rep after rep after rep, and probably getting like a 58-second one. I just don't have it. I just don't have it. But interesting, interesting and fascinating. I wish I paid attention more to the sprinters, but my mind is definitely like on the distance runners. I forget about it when we get into marathoning. We could talk about that all day. I could break down the runners, break down their strategies, history, because I've been following these guys and women. I like pay attention to a lot of the marathon women as well. I could break down, what they're going to do when and how they're going to strategically run these races. Yeah, I guess, Shauna, you're right, man. Maybe this is just an Olympic stream. It has not gone. Speaking of sprints, as we were saying earlier, like it has not gone according to plan by any means for Jamaica. To me, it's like we're clearly in a rebuilding phase after dominating for so long. Very, very much in a rebuilding phase. And I don't know. I mean, I'll be interested to hear what the coaches have to say post mortem. Of course, they're going to be positive and stuff like that, but we got LA in 2028, and very, 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 very well put, Shona. Changing of the guard. I would say that's the theme that is going on here. I mean, everybody, our stars, and maybe just we didn't admit it. I don't know how many people like follow Oil Tracy. Like that's like one of my main people that I follow, especially when it comes to like track and field. And like the few months leading up to this, he was just like talking about just like a riddle of injuries happening to our stars. And you're like, okay, they'll be okay, they'll be okay. And we just came into this games just like banged up, like really, 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 really banged up. And it showed. It really, really showed. And we didn't have the young stars to kind of fill those gaps at all. We just didn't have it. And we're in the rebuilding phase, and we couldn't have hang on to it forever, right? Of course, it's impossible. So now we gotta, I wouldn't necessarily say go back to the drawing board. We have some great young talent that needs to be worked on, so to speak. But man, it's tough. It's tough. I wish there was more resources going into our track and field programs here. But like even to get to these levels, man, it's just so much and so hard. And I think there's a tremendous amount of talent that we're missing out on in Jamaica, but they're just not getting the support that they need. I sponsored a young athlete like a few years ago, Nick. Extremely, extremely talented, but it's just like simple things like paying rent, getting food, like even he wasn't even on supplements or anything like that. And I tried to give him protein. I mean, this stuff is expensive, like protein, like to supply yourself with protein powder as a professional athlete, like, and like that's just like the top of the food chain when it comes to like supplementation of like what you should be taking. Like there's no multivitamins or anything like that. But you're probably looking at, I would say, close to $100 a month if you're if you're an athlete, you're probably at least 2 shakes a day, at least one a day. Hard days, you're probably taking 2 shakes a day. That doesn't include like no multivitamin, no collagen, no amino acids, like all this stuff you need to take in. And he couldn't afford it. And I remember I got somebody to sponsor his rent, and like I was helping him with like food, and he never made it. But that wasn't a point. The point was like giving him a shot more than anything else. And there were like hundreds, if not thousands, probably, of potential athletes that fall into that category. What's up, Darnell? Thank you for the donation, man. Always appreciate your support. Really do. Darnell says, get the likes up. Running is hard. My knees are so sore. Are sore. So I'm running half my weekly miles on the treadmill. I believe all men need to run. Agreed. I want to talk about my running situation too. I think it's interesting, like as you talk about these ailments that you're having. So as you know, like I'm not complaining. This is just kind of part of the contract. I tore my meniscus. No, not my meniscus, MCL, and still recovering. Still hasn't fully recovered. And we're probably coming up on a year at this point in time of this thing just not healing. And MCL is just like, it's one of the most annoying injuries that you can have. So I can run, but there is just like, I don't have full knee flexion. I can walk. I can probably live a totally normal, healthy, great, wonderful life if I didn't want to be athletic and if I didn't want to run. But as I'm sure you're finding out, Darnell, I know like running is very, very addicting. And I want to get back to the point where I can get up and run every day and start my day like that. And I'm just not there right now. And so with this MCL, I think I share with you all, like I'm looking to get PRP injections. But I also, unfortunately, I tore my calf 2 weeks ago sparring Muay Thai. Like, and it was a non-contact injury. I was loading up a back kick, and as soon as like I was like trying to spring, it just like snapped. I don't know. Like it felt like I knew it wasn't my ACL. I'm not ACL. I knew it wasn't my Achilles tendon. Like I just knew immediately, like I tore my calf and like I couldn't walk for like 2 days. Anyway, brought it up to my doctor and he's like, you need peptides. You absolutely need peptides. And I heard about peptides. Does anybody take any peptides at all? Let me know in the comments. And I heard about this peptides before. Does anybody follow Andrew Huberman? He's the one who first brought it to my attention. And so my doctor is telling me, he's like, you need to be on peptides for like all the stuff that you're doing to your body. Because right now, like I don't take anything. I don't take a multivitamin. I don't take any. I just started a protein shake last week. Literally, I started taking protein shake, but I'm talking about for years. I haven't taken anything. No protein shakes. No, I'm not on any medication. I'm not taking any supplements at all. All I've been doing is like getting my nutrition from my food. And I got this from my coach, and it makes the most sense. Like the best type of nutrition that you're going to get, better than any supplement, is directly from your food. But of course, athlete, non-athlete, sometimes it's very difficult to get exactly what you need into your body, hence supplements, right? And so that has been working out well for me in one regard, in the sense like I just got my blood work back, and like my doctor was like amazingly happy, because one of the things that runs in my family is like high cholesterol, and it's just something that I've been aware of, and triglyceride, LDH, like all of like the cholesterol, everything is on point, and just all my numbers were phenomenal. A couple things were high, like my testosterone was a little bit elevated, but he was just like, that's nothing to worry about. But I think that's more from just, even though I haven't been running, I definitely been going to the gym. I definitely been just continuously making like fitness a part of my lifestyle, so to speak. So, testosterone is a little bit high, and I actually want to go over these results like with you all and share with you, but I want my doctor to come on so we can just talk about it and I can share it with you all, because it also speaks, we'll get back to the athletic stuff in a second, because it also speaks to what I would say, like, your like, being down here and having access to just natural food, right? And food that, men's final in 8 minutes, by the way. And it just speaks to the availability of great nutrition down here, and I would say 90% of my meals I get from here at Travelers, right? And I think this is a good testament to Travelers. And that all these results were, like, in line. And of course, like, and like making certain choices. Like, I don't have like a great diet in terms of, like, I don't say great diet. I don't have a strict diet, right? But I have rules. And I was actually kind of nervous, like, when I was taking this blood test, because I literally eat like pretty much the same thing like every single day. And in my mind, at least, I was thinking before like having the blood work, like, I think I'm eating clean. And like that's the word that I always use, is like, I try to eat clean. And one of the things, like, my breakfast is usually a Jamaican breakfast, but it is a lot of ground provision. Like, I'll have like one fried dumpling and one boiled dumpling. And then everything else is like boiled banana, boiled yam, and callaloo, ackee, and saltfish. So like minimal oil, but there's even room for it to bring that down. And then lunch, lately I just been going with jerk chicken, which is usually baked, and jerk sauce, rice and peas. And then dinner, which is like my biggest meal, like, I'll have like a double portion of chicken stir fry with rice and peas and plantain. So the stir fry is like callaloo, callaloo, chicken, rice and peas. But there's like there's also some, and then carrots as like a mixture of vegetables. And usually I don't get it. They usually do it with oyster sauce, so I always say like no oyster sauce, and they just kind of mix it in that way. And that's kind of been, I would say, my dinner for 90% of my meals while I'm here in Jamaica for the last 2 years, for the last 2 years. And it's worked out, and it's been great. And that's just me. And it's important to note that everybody's body responds differently to different foods. So my doctor was like, my other doctor was telling me, like, his body, he had the those glycogen patches that people can put on their arms and get readings. He was showing, sorry about that thumbs up, but he was saying that his sugar used to spike when he was eating boiled banana, which I know that doesn't happen with me. I don't have the same reading, but I know that doesn't happen with me. So he had to cut out boiled banana. And it's just interesting that how our bodies react differently to different types of food and different types of things that we put into our bodies. And so this is just something to be aware of. The other advantage that I think I have is, like, not only being down here and having access to these, particularly like fresh ground provisions, is like, and this is kind of a cheat code. I think like almost 10 years ago, or maybe a little bit more, like, I was like brushing my teeth really hard, like, because I thought like the harder, it's got to be more than 10 years ago. It's got to be like 15 or so. I thought brushing your teeth hard meant that you could clean your teeth better, more efficient, whatever. And so what I ended up doing is, like, I brushed like all the enamel off my teeth, and it made my teeth like really, really sensitive, particularly to sugar and to candy. And so, like, since that happened, and I started using Sensodyne, so that started to build back or protect my teeth or whatever it is. And so that's helped a lot. But even since that experience, like, there's been like, I don't know, a negative affiliation in my brain to like sweet stuff, even though I'm eating like Skittles gummies. But what, like, one thing, like, I don't, I don't eat like cake, like baked goods. Like, I don't like cake even on my birthday. I know, I just didn't eat it. I just like, yeah, they were gonna get a cake. I was like, don't get it. You're gonna waste some money, or you guys can have it, my brothers. And so that's kind of been like a cheat code for me. And then I don't eat. I said I don't eat. I try to stay away from dairy. I think that also helps a lot. This doesn't do well for my stomach to begin with, so that's also helped. And I think that helps with inflammation in general. Just staying away from dairy. And those are the things I would say that kind of help me get these numbers like at this level that I think is really good. And I'm really, really happy with. So anyway, I wanna at some point I'm gonna do the podcast with my doctor, and I want to be like fully transparent because I also, like I said, it shows like about having this diet in Jamaica and living. Again, I don't think I necessarily have a very strict diet. It's just I think it's just eating clean and setting up these rules, so to speak. And so sharing that part, sharing the detail in which you can get your blood work down here, and then also the interpretation of these numbers. It just like it's just very easy in my mind to put your health first here in Jamaica, and then even having access, they're getting ready for the 100, like even having access to healthcare. And I always say like your day-to-day general practitioner healthcare down here in Jamaica, I find it way, way, way more accessible than in the United States. Like I said before, if you have the means, you can have a doctor come to you, have a discussion with you, check you out, whatever have you, or go there. You're not going to wait in line. You don't have to wait 2 weeks to make an appointment or anything like that. You have a lot more access. Thanks again, Darnell. I appreciate it. Darnell says, I'm interested to hear your test levels, 40-plus-year-old man. Yeah, I think that's also good too, right? And for young, I would say for any age group, but definitely in particular, like young men who are younger than I am, like what they can expect and what they can do. And like, I'm not trying to say, hey, I'm the poster child for health or anything like that. Um, yeah. Okay, let's go to the races. We can talk more about this after the race. Here we go. All right. Shane. Let's go. Ready for this W. Curly, we got some beasts here for sure. All right, let's hear some predictions. First, second, third before we get started. What are your predictions? I got Kashane Oblique Lyles. Yeah, Lyles is super pumped. Marcel, I don't know. Yeah, I don't think he's feel like he got lucky in some ways. Shauna says Jamaica 1, 2, 3. CC says Lyles. I don't know about that. This just says I'm nervous. All right. Whew. Man, I don't know how you stay calm, on the line like this. Let's go, Kashane. Two Jamaicans, three Americans. All right, everybody, calm down, calm down. Whew. Oh, goodness. What? Oh my gosh. Oh, wow. Hold on. I'm in shock. Hold on. No, we need a replay. What is going on? Oh my gosh. Damn, this is terrible. Yeah, he got it. Oh my goodness. I don't know. Boy, oh boy. Oh my gosh. Mm. No good. Sasha doesn't stress out. I can't believe this. I can't believe it either. Oh my gosh. We got work to do. Miss Cole says that's why I'm watching vicariously through Throp. PJ says the Thompson's shoe crossed first. I mean, if there is any discrepancy, I mean, I doubt it though. I doubt they're going to overturn anything. I'm sure they're going to look at it. Yeah, good race. Good race. Man, can there be 2 gold medals? No. The only time I saw this happen was at, I think it was the last Olympics during the high jump. There were these 2 guys that were that were they were just going jump for jump for jump, and they just kept going and going and going, and they decided to split the gold medal. That was I think that was the last Olympics that I saw that, but never seen anything like this that happened during 100 meters or anything like that. Man, what does this mean? What does all this mean? Um, Sasha saying, I think the judge by the torso. No, it's. I don't think it's the torso because you can still dip. You know, you can still dip and win. I'm not. That's what I. At least that's what I thought. That's what I always knew it as. Shauna says Jamaicans are not going to be happy about this. No, not at all. Not at all. This is going to be a bigger tension between Jay and American track and field. Definitely. Damn, we got work to do for real. It's a good race, amazing race. It was, but I wish we came out on top. That is not was not in the cards for us. What else we got to look forward to? Oh, the relays. We got the relays, right? Got the relays, so I think we'll be good. We'll be competitive with that. There's no doubt about that. We'll be very competitive. So, all right, yeah, gotta start back at the drawing board. If Sean said if we're going to base it technically, that Thompson should receive the gold. Okay, I'm done venting now. Yeah, I wish. I thought he had it. It looked like he had it. I thought he had it. I think that's what's also shocking because like my eyes were telling me like, oh, we got it, and then officially no. Okay, where were we? Threw off our agenda here. Yeah, I think we're done here. I was looking for more celebration and us to talk about the race, but no good, no good. PJ Ford says, according to the announce, the decision was made based on whose torso crossed the line first. Okay, well, there you go. There you go. So I guess that's that. Turn the iPad off. Yeah, definitely a shot. See, we're all in shock. Yeah, that's. You're right. You're right. You're right, Chris. Silver is definitely something to be proud of for sure. Uh, you said droppers are sick. Yeah, we're not doing too good over here, DJ. Oh man, to do. There's no doubt about that. Like on both the men's and women's side, we got a lot of work to do. Just compared to where we were, you know, being on the top of that mountain. Crazy, crazy. I don't even know what to say. Was not expecting that. Yardy TV says Sean has room to grow. He was overcome by the glory. Most of us don't really want it like oblique. Noah can't go any faster, but he is more used to the spotlight. I think there's some truth to that. You know, This is his first ever global event. Because remember, I mean, I think a lot of Jamaicans heard of Kashane, but like globally, nobody knew Kashane until like a few months ago, kind of thing. And this is his, the announcer was saying this is his first anything, world champs, Olympics. Like this is first time doing anything like this. So that has something to do with it. I also think like it took so long for them to start. Like that messes with you. Like the amount of pressure these guys and women are under, like, oh, and to have that pressure build up any longer, it's going to affect you for sure. I don't know what that was about. And even like the littlest of things, like, I'm not making any excuses, but like, with Shelly Ann and Shikari yesterday, like they couldn't get into the to the racing stage because of some technicality. Like that little stuff, like that at this level, like every little thing counts. Everything counts. The rain, like everything counts. Um, so and it's not an excuse, like at the end of the day, like the champions are the ones who are going to overcome these things, right? No matter what. And everybody's facing the same adversity and the same circumstance. Well, at least Shakari and I was gonna say Mommy Rocket wasn't like that was a little bit different, but still, and she didn't even enter the race, and then Shakari supposed to take gold but didn't. So who knows? Who knows? But at the end of the day, like I was saying, like this is like a incredible, incredible amount of pressure that 99.99999% of humans will never experience this level of pressure, expectation, and high stakes. And so he will definitely get better. Kishane will definitely get better. There's no doubt about it. He's just beginning. I think, yeah, we can definitely say he's the future of Jamaican track athletics, no doubt, like no doubt. And we have to give him his flowers. He came for his first event to get silver. Hats off to him. Were we expecting more? Absolutely. Like everybody's expecting gold. Everybody's expecting gold, including himself. So you know, one of those things. Like there's a lot to be learned from this. Trying to say, and I'm not feeling embarrassed. I'm not feeling embarrassed at all. I'm not feeling it at all either. This was ridiculous. This is ridiculous, unexpected. Cece said, "True Yardy. He's still so young. He is. He is." Um, Cece says Paris has been very disappointing from start to finish. Agreed. Tisha says so. They both got 9.79, and Kashane went over first, but the torso is a determining factor. That's how they wrote it. Justin says, imagine 9.91 gets you last place in the Olympic finals. Yeah, I mean, come on. That's crazy. That's crazy. Hats off to Oblique as well. Like we got two young stallions. You know what I mean? Like the Jamaica on the men's side at least, track future is looking bright in that regard. Like we have a strong base to work off of, but we need to bring up a couple more as well to come under these guys. And it's so important, especially like being this young. You worry about distractions, man. And I don't know, these guys haven't really paid much attention to them, like, like their personalities and everything like that. Cause Shane, like, he looked like he was taking the mental precautions necessary to mentally prepare for this race in Paris. Like you were seeing, like he was staying to himself, not going in front of cameras, and just kind of getting in that zone. And like, super respect to him. And it seems like he has the head for it. At least he brought that strong mental mind frame to Paris in that sense. But again, it's just like one of those things to stay so focused at this young age is hard. It's hard because there's a lot of distraction out there, and I hope they're able to do it, and I hope some other youngsters are able to do it as well. Shauna says, I think Paris are doing some psychological warfare to sabotage. Just my conspiracy theory. A lot of people are not feeling Paris since the Olympic opening. From there, I knew something was off. I didn't watch it, but yeah, I saw bits and pieces. Shauna says I lied, not done venting. Keep on venting, no problem. PJ says, like my bestie would say, they full up like a hot bug. Donna Bryce says to get any medal at the Olympics is amazing. It is. It is. It is. I think what it is too is just like Jamaicans are just used to like number one of any type of racing. I remember when I told, I forget which race it was. Maybe it was like New York City Marathon. I came back and I was like, "Oh, I just finished running the New York City Marathon." And like everybody's like, "Did you win?" I was like, "What? Did I win the New York City Marathon?" Like, no, I didn't win the New York City Marathon. And that's the mentality. I run reggae marathon at 10K. And this could be anybody. This could be anybody. It's like they hear you ran a race. Did you win? It's not about like how did you do? What place did you win? What time did you run? No, did you win? And so that's the culture here. That is the culture. That is the expectation. And I think too, that's what's gotten us to where we are is that culturally we expect to win every race, particularly the 100 meter, like we're 200 and even 200, we're expected to win. We expect our athletes to take that W. Even going back to oh man, what's his name? I was blank on his name. Mm, Other Jamaican runner. We're talking about the other week. Johan Blake. I don't know why I always blank on his name, but Johan Blake. He was talking about like a couple. Remember, I think we talked about it a couple weeks ago, like how Jamaica doesn't appreciate him and that they don't appreciate what he did, and he's not getting the, I guess, the financial support. Well, he didn't say financial support, but the resources that he needs. He's getting more respect from foreign countries, type thing. And the thing with that is like, I see what he's saying, and then he's probably, I know he has a deal with I think it's Patek, the watch company, and he has his own watch that's worth, I think, hundreds of thousands, if not millions of dollars. I'm not a watch guy, but the thing is like that's the environment that we have here, and that's the culture that we have here. It's just like once you're not in that top spot and you're not getting number one, it's like, it's that Homer Simpson meme, like they disappear into the bushes, right? And that's the expectation. That's the culture. Like even it also as a runner that all right, my country, the fans are expecting a win. Like second place is not expected and it's not acceptable. And that's just what the culture is. And so like that cycle, that circle drives our athletes to greatness. But then when you get a Johan Blake who has done so much for Jamaica and is at the twilight of his career, it's like it sucks. It definitely sucks. So I can see and understand from his perspective. But at the same time, it's just like also it's like you are here because of the support that you got from Jamaica, and Jamaica support, like I maybe I don't know about financially supporting you, but like as a fan base, Jamaica definitely supported you, when you were doing well. But again, as a fan base, Jamaica is brutal in that sense. Is like, okay, you're not number one, who's the next guy, kind of thing. So I agree, Donna. Like a silver medal, any medal, like it's spectacular, it's spectacular. But I think particularly in the 100 meters, in particular, like the expectation of Jamaica is just so high when it comes to this. Yardy says 4 years is a long time. Worst Olympics ever. No AC they made. These athletes suffer. No way I'm going to Paris ever. Aaliyah says, but in swimming, they got joint plays for the same time. I don't know. I guess not here. Sean says, I think the race wasn't so close and Thompson got silver. It will be more receptive. I see. I know what you mean. Like if he like Noah Lyles like blew him out, not blew him out, but like, got a full step on him or something like that. I see what you're saying. Kate says Noah Lyles edged him out. TC says the city is beautiful, but the people are something else. Talking about Paris, I presume. They're very arrogant over there. Shauna says, "You're right, Throp. We Jamaicans are spoiled. We are used to being excellent." Yeah, that's what it is. That's what it is. And I don't know. Like, is it a bad thing? Is it a good thing? Like I said, I think it's what got us here, and I think that's what's gonna get greatness out of us as well. Like I was saying earlier, I wish we had more resources pouring into it. I think we got a lot more athletes out of this whole situation, but we've made wine out of water, so to speak, with the resources that we do have and the resources that these athletes are getting. Marcia says they must take good care of Oblique. He was devastated. Pick him up, dust him down, and get him ready for the 4x100. He must spring back. Yeah, we got the 4x100. You're right. Right. That's a big mental game. Huge, huge mental game. Huge mental game with all of this. I don't even want to go. I was just thinking, I don't even want to go to Jamaican Twitter right now, see what they're saying, but we got to check it out. We'll check it out later, but not right now. We're still decompressing and getting to the stage of acceptance. Justin says, if you watch horse racing, that was a photo finish today, a normal thing in horse racing. He already says that came out strange. Been there, not Paris, but the glory days are gone for Paris. Justin says, I've been to Paris twice and would not go back. Nothing special there. London over Paris any day. Marcia says, Johan did an amazing job getting the baton round to Usain. He has a right to feel disrespected. I think so too. Like I said, I totally understand where he's coming from, but it's also so it's like, yo, this is the fan base, this is the Jamaican fan base, and it is what it is. Donna Bryce says, I get that, of course, but you support your team win or lose. If they give you the best, Jamaica has a lot of armchair athletes. Oh my gosh. Of course, of course, of course. I totally agree with that. And yeah, we're gonna support these young guys. We're gonna support these boys, especially in this situation. And I know they're not feeling the greatest. I can imagine how they're feeling, but yeah, and this is not, and I'm not saying, like, even though I said everything about the Jamaican fan base expecting number one. I mean, I hope as we're having like this discourse, like people aren't trashing Kashane, are definitely not oblique. These young guys, first time doing anything like this, they are going to get better and they're going to be phenomenal as long as they can stay focused. As long as they stay focused, they are going to be absolutely phenomenal, phenomenal. Yeah, I wish it went differently though, of course, and we're going to support them absolutely. Yeah, like I said, I'm afraid to see what Jamaican Twitter is saying right now. It already says, think Jamaica will not do well this Olympics. The vibes are real dark, both in country and Paris. Back to the drawing board. USA and their medal count, front running without Russia in the mix. Yeah. Love says that's ebb and flow. Jay will be back soon. I agree. Says everything has ebb and flow. Jamaica is developing. They will be back soon. Corey says the bigger one that was gold medalist Omar McLeod and not getting support. Is that the who's that? I don't even know who that is. Is that the shot put guy? Oh no, that's not. I'm thinking. I think we got. I'm just like looking at him now. Different guy. Kate says he did a good job. Still agreed. Is Kashane in the 200? I'm not sure. Does anybody know? Is Kashane is in the 200? Shona says, I think people are supportive. It's just Paris vibe is off. Yeah, I'm not gonna even tell you, like, people here are not even really into it. Like, usually, like, the staff is watching down by the bar. Everybody's just like, what's going on about their business. Your TV says, how's like post barrel throb? The shootout must have set things back a bit. Man, looking a bit rough. I mentioned we talked about it earlier. Like Jamaica is like I'll just say quickly that Jamaica is still settling with Hurricane Beryl.
Um, the what would I say? We have many of our team members here, travelers who still don't have electricity. The West End, parts of the West End still don't have electricity. St. Elizabeth is still going through it in a big, big way. And so it's a different experience, even though like the majority of Jamaica got electricity back, still settling. I will say the shootout in my mind didn't set anything back. The shootout and how that was handled, I thought that was I wouldn't say a good thing. I wouldn't. More so, I did a whole podcast on it last week, talking about how JCF and the perception, hopefully, of JCF has changed, and this is a new JCF. And they tactically took out a gang that was in an active robbery of a beryllium truck or Brinks truck, whatever you want to call it, and they won. There was another one today in St. Catherine where there was a shootout between the JCF and a group of gunmen, and the JCF took them out. And it's just like this is it's like I said before, it's unfortunate that these people choose to get into a firefight with the JCF and lose their life. And I don't know the I don't know the background behind what happened in St. Catherine. I have to look it up, but I can speak to Negril as like on multiple levels that the JCF was ahead of the game from an ops perspective, of course, but also from an intelligence perspective. They were way ahead, and like I said before, that I used to think that the criminal minds were so in Jamaica were so far ahead of the police, and that they were smarting, out thinking, out strategizing the police. And I strongly believe that that equation has flipped in a very, very strong way. And that this again, that the JCF of yesteryear is no longer, and this is a new, modern, intelligent. When I say intelligent, like intelligence, higher level intelligence JCF that is way, way, way more tactical. And I don't know which unit or which division took down the group, and one of them was the most wanted person in St. Catherine, I believe it was, that they took out. So yeah, I didn't look at that shootout in the grill as a bad thing, as I didn't look at it as a negative, and it just really to me showed the capability of the tactical unit that took these guys out. And again, I don't want to see anybody lose their life, and I don't wish death upon anybody. But you know, they made a choice. They made a choice, and the police have to do what they have to do. And I think the same. Again, I don't know the background of what happened in St. Catherine, but I think the same thing. The same thing is along. I would venture to guess is along the same lines. Let's keep going here. Thank you for all that you do. I'm a future investor. Awesome. Thank you. Hope to see you at Thropx then, love. Marcia says, I hate to see the state of Jamaicans 4x100. I don't know. That's not looking good. Corey MB says, Omar McLeod was our gold winning hurdler. He was not supported due to his perceived sexuality. Oh, I had no idea. First time I'm hearing this. Jala says, don't lose hope, Marcia. They can win. Let's see. Keep the faith, right? Love says, stayed at Shirella in this year. Amazing. I'll be back every year and want to buy. Awesome. Donna Bryce says, how are the renovations going at Traveler Stop? We had a slow start this summer, but we're ramping up at the end of August. So we're going into full renovation mode, and we are doing. So thank you for the opportunity. We are doing a big discount. So we're doing construction discount, 46% off 46% off. We are basically from end of August to mid-November. So if you want to come down, get a good deal, you got to book directly through Travelers. And you were doing construction, I think, from 10 to 5. And we're making sure everybody knows. But if you want a really good deal and you want to come to Negril and you want to stay at a nice hotel, you can come stay with us with a 40% discount. So if you're on Travelers mailing list, you would have already got that email, and we would love to have you. But be aware, we are going to be doing construction. We're shutting down 2 blocks, so you won't have access to our supreme superior block, and also our deluxe and our suites will be under construction. So you'll have access to the cottage and also the our standard room. So FYI, that's what will be available. But again, 46% will be great. While they're doing the construction or whatever, you can be out on the beach, or you can be doing a day trip somewhere if the noise is bothering you, or you want to be by the pool, which the noise is not going to bother you that far away. So you might hear it a little bit if they're doing like what you call it, any sort of jackhammering or drilling. It's a block away, so I think it's a very generous deal. If you ask me, 46% off. But there will be about 7 hours of noise, if you will. But I think most people, you're probably not even going to be bothered by it if you're by your room. The Sean asks, is the game/family room quiet? Yeah, you're not going to hear anything at all. Yeah, if you're up by there, it'll be completely quiet. If you're in the gym, by the pool, you're probably not going to hear anything. You're on the beach, restaurant, you're not going to hear anything. You're not going to be bothered at all. Donna says, we are booked for Superior in November. Looking forward to seeing everything. Awesome. Looking forward to having you. Yardi says maybe you should hold off until after hurricane season. Drop insurance rates will reflect how active the season was. There may be limited tourist travel hurricane heading my way now. No, this is the best time to do it during hurricane season because it's our low season. It's the only time of year that we can do anything like this is during this time, and we're traditionally low occupancy doing this. So a lot of thought went into the timing of doing this. I would say the main risk is the slowing, especially like when it rains. Actually, we don't have much outdoor construction, but I know like when building a house, like that's one, especially when doing decking. I've been in that situation where it's like it's raining and it just slows down the construction process. But I think we should be okay. I think we should be fine during that time. But you know, we'll see what happens with, I think it's Ernesto or whatever's formulating out east. We'll see. But yeah, we'd love to have you guys. Also forgot to mention too, hopping back to ThropX. I don't think I ever mentioned this. We have a payment plan available. I know somebody asked earlier about the early bird special and when that's going to end, but we have a payment plan that you can join, and it's $500 down, and then I forget what the increments that you can book in, but basically you can break up the payments for ThropX this year. I should have been announced that, but I forgot. But it's on the website. So if you don't want to pay everything up front, you can go on the payment plan that we have set up. We'd love to have you. That also locks in your early bird special. So once you are on a payment plan, you don't have to worry about or think about the price going up in the fall, which it will. And you can lock that price in, and then you could take your time paying it off month after month. And I think that should, I think, hopefully help out a lot of people, because we want as many people to come to this thing as possible. I think I announced last week, but I forgetting all these announcements. We have big press releases coming next week, so I think this is why I'm kind of pushing it off. So the other thing that I'm happy to announce is the car show. So we are having a Negril car show. This is the working name, but here you're in the live stream with me, so you get to find out kind of the inner workings, so to speak. So we're having a Negril car show on November 21st. And essentially it is going to be a geared towards sustainability and alternative energy, right? So we're going to have the electric cars, hybrid cars, and we're partnering with ATL Automotive. And I know a lot of people, at least I mean, maybe I'm a lot of people are interested in BYD in Build Your Dream. Have everybody aware of these Chinese electronic vehicles? And so they've been in Jamaica a little bit over a year, and I think it's a great way great way for Jamaica to go in this alternative energy and powering our vehicles by this. I think you may have saw that there are like a few Cybertrucks have been delivered. I don't know who owns them, but we don't have a Tesla store here or anything like that. But I think people brought these Cybertrucks in on their own accord. But nonetheless, with the electronic car show that we have here, BYD is, as far as I know, is the leading electronic vehicle uh, brand in Jamaica right now. And so I thought it was important to bring that to the market, especially bring that to here in the grill. And we are trying to work with a, what would you call them? Electronics charging station company. So that hasn't been fully confirmed right now, but I'm confident we'll get one there as well. And then also, like what I learned from the International Real Estate Conference, there's like a real big push by JPS with developers to have these charging stations and also solar in these developed homes, because that's going to take pressure off of them to provide electricity. And we are looking to work with a solar company as well. So we're talking to a few solar companies that we're looking to partner with. And the idea is to really put sustainability on the forefront of investing and moving to Jamaica. And it's going to save all of us, yes, dollars in our pockets, but also save the environment as well. So that'll be November 21st. And that event is actually going to be free to the community. And of course, like Throp extras, Throppers are going to have a VIP and stuff and everything like that. But it's an idea that I thought was like important. I wanted to do it last year, but couldn't do it last year. We just didn't have the capacity. And we have the space across the street from Travelers. We have just under an acre over there. So we'll have a multitude of vehicles that will be over there and that will be showcasing, and you'll be able to touch them, ask questions. All the experts will be there, learn about financing and everything like that. But I think most importantly is to hopefully educate the community and people who attend on electronic vehicles, because I think there's a lot of stereotypes about like people being scared, like, hey, what if I drive from here to Montego Bay and I run out of battery, right? And the likelihood of something like that happening, once you have an understanding of how these vehicles work, it's probably very, very low. So super excited about that. Very, very excited about that. Seema says, yes, saw them at AC Hotel. They're beautiful, but cars are so expensive in Jamaica. Yeah, I mean, when you compare to the US, yeah, because of like the import duties, but like I would say moving here, we don't have the best public transportation system. Like it's one of those things that's like you pretty much having a car is a necessity, I would say, especially if you want to be moving around. Like, yeah, I think coming here for a short period of time, yeah, you can get a driver, but of like living here, like even in Negril, like you need a car to move from point A to B. And I would love Negril to be more turned into like a walking city. We read that article last week about Medellin being, oh, maybe we didn't read it. I think I shared it on my Instagram about Medellin being like this they were able to lower the temperature of the city by like 2 degrees because of all the trees that they planted. And when I was there, like when I say like I loved walking, like that's probably second to Europe. Like that's probably the city that I walked the most. And Negril, I'd love to walk more here, but like it's just there's no shade. There's no shade, and it's so hot. I'm not talking about the beach. I'm talking about like downtown, the shared user path across the street, and I feel like the same with visitors here. And like we need to plant more trees here, more shaded trees that give us shade. Um, but yeah, that's just like I would love it to be more of a walking city. Yardi says, how much of a discount booking travelers in the off season? Like I said, for the construction period, it's 46% discount, and you can this basically the off season. So this off season, you're looking at 46% discount. That's the best you're gonna get. You got to book directly with us. And if you do book with travelers, please let them know that you got it through the Throp channel because we get like a small little commission from that if you say that you booked with travelers, and that does help out the channel. So just keep that in mind. Already says, continue. Throp, do you think the reason JPS is dragging their feet on repairs are unprepared is because they are ballasting against devastating hurricane season, like throwing good money after bad? No, 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 no. I think they just didn't have. I didn't like we were talking about this earlier. Like they seemingly didn't have the manpower to manage it. That's what seemingly happened. Sean says, if a catchy name or phrase comes up for me, I'll share. I know you're good at that. Our tagline, community, clean cars, some play with alliteration. I agree. Says, put the website for the hotel. Sure. Thank you. Thank you, Shauna. There we go. TBR.travel if you want to book. If you want to book this off season, get those construction prices, those construction rates, 46% off. Oh, last thing I got is Throppers Think Tank is next. Two things. Throppers Think Tank is next Saturday. So if you want to join that, I'm going to show an old one here. An old banner. Excuse me. And this is the monthly Zoom call that we have. And this is a great way for us to interact, not just with typing and comments. We're face to face. And we will have that next week, Saturday. This is an old one, but this will be Saturday, August 10th at 12 p.m. Jamaica time. And we usually go about 90 minutes normally, but not really always over 90 minutes. I say 90 minutes, but we're going to go. We usually go longer. And it's just like I would say it's group consultation, but it always turns into how can we help Jamaica? How can we save Jamaica sort of thing, which is, I love these calls. I really, really enjoy doing them. Like I always say, like I want to do more stuff like this. This is not going to happen this year, but at some point I want to do either more live streams or more um, closed group calls so we can interact with each other. This because I also learn a lot, so I get from it as well. Like I learn a lot from you all, and I think it's just great rich discussion. The second thing is we're doing a second live stream starting on Friday. So we're doing Friday the 9th. This would be a Thropex live stream. This is going to be starting at 4 p.m. on Friday. So every Friday from here on out, we're going to be doing a live stream, an additional live stream. So our live streams are going to be Friday and Sunday from now until before Thropex. So that will be good. And we should be having, kind of like we did last year, we had guests come on the live stream, just like we did for the International Real Estate Conference, just like we did for the Diaspora Conference. We have a guest come on every week, and we talk about not necessarily about the conference, but about their expertise. And I love doing that as well, just getting live questions and the guests be able to answer them, and you all be able to interact with the guests directly as well. That's another thing. Like I want to start doing like these Zoom calls and bringing on guests as well. And we're going to start that. We might not have the capacity to do it this year, but definitely we're going to start bringing some guests on to these Throppers think tanks as well. Shauna says, it's crazy that I know some people who were out of power for 2 to 3 weeks, they were charged high bill from JPS. Yeah, I saw Darryl Voss was talking about that. Like it's crazy. It's crazy. I don't know what our bill was, but we were only out think 4 days. Luckily, very luckily, we were out 4 days. But also running that generator is not cheap either. Oh my gosh, I don't even want to talk about that. Not cheap either. Okay, I think we are gonna call it there. This was a good live stream. Disappointing in some regards with the Olympics for sure. I wish it went a different way. Really wish it went a different way, but that wasn't in the cards for us today or this year. Paris, no bueno. Hopefully, LA is kinder to us. Maybe some of us will go to LA for the Olympics, but no bueno on Paris. Yachty says, I usually travel to JA in the off season, but I'm going to pass this year. Inflation is kicking my butt. Can't save anything. I wish you well, Throp. Hope for the best. Prepare for the worst. Very well said. Yeah, that's my mindset. Seema says, great watching the races with you, Throp and Throppers. Nice watching it with you all as well. That was fun. Wish it turned out better, but it was still fun. Nice hanging out with you all. All right, gonna wish you all a great, amazing rest of your Sunday. Wish you guys a great week ahead. And remember, we got the Throp. I'll post in the community page that we got the Throp live stream, ThropX live stream on Friday, starting this Friday. Got a lot of streaming this weekend. We got the ThropX live stream on Friday, Throppers Think Tank on Saturday, and then we got a normal Sunday live stream right here. So we'll be back same time, same place next week. Hope to see you on Friday. Wishing everybody a great Sunday and a great rest of your week. I'll see you all.